Well, I mean, me and my wife have been married for almost 14 years. I've been 12 to 16 hours away from my family, depending on whether you're talking Quincy or Joplin. When I was at Missouri Southern, I get a chance to go be an hour and a half from my parents. They're 70 years old. They've not had a chance to be around their grandkids the way they want to. My brother's about to have his first kid, and I get to go back to a mountain town and a place near where I grew up, and while there compete in a conference that I played in. And I mean, it's kind of one of those things that it's hurt, but it's one of those things I felt like it was time to go home.
Football is such a weird business in coaching because here you are, you spent a dozen years plus in this program in every capacity, banging your head up against the wall to make progress. And in the year you make progress, this opportunity avails itself. Is there something just ironic about that whole opportunity, or do you feel like because you've done the work, maybe this opportunity is perfectly well earned?
I'm a firm believer that the dear Lord puts you where He wants you when He wants you there, for the length of time He wants you there, and it hurts to leave. Both my kids been born here. Quincy's become family. It's home, and this was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, and leaving all these people in this place is not easy. It was not made rashly, and it was hard. And I looked at my wife and I told her it's time to go home to be around family and friends. And even though it's family here, and it was something that we needed to do, I thought for my family. So unfortunately, I had to be selfish for once, and anyone that knows me knows that's not me.
Is there satisfaction in knowing you've left it better than when you found it? And you, I mean, especially some of the assistant days, you went through some things. So to leave it at least at this for whoever, whatever comes next, there's got to be at least some sense of satisfaction in that, as hard as it is to say goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things I tell our coaches all the time is be who you are and do it on purpose, and leave a place better than you found it. And I can 100% say in the 12 years since I first got here that whoever does take this opportunity next has got a much better opportunity than whenever I first took over. So I just want them to embrace this community, and embrace these young men in this program, this university, and everyone here, because it's a special place. It really is. Being from North Carolina, to see the way everyone willing to gravitate and help is something special.
This is not a program that you have ever run without passion. There's not a kid on this team you don't know that you didn't have some hand in recruiting. I know it had to be hard to say goodbye to those kids, maybe the hardest part of any of this, because they invest in you. The same token, do you know that at the back end of this, the experience for them was really good? And what kind of satisfaction do you take in the fact that maybe you're not be here, but you help put all these guys in whatever step it is beyond football to become better parents and fathers and community members just by having a hand in, gosh, 12 years worth of, 160 kids every year?
I think the biggest thing I tell people all the time when it comes to coaching is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And relationships matter, and being genuine matters. And my coaching philosophy is very simple, and it falls in line with this place: is be a servant leader, be a mentor, be a father. Coaching football is what I do. It's not who I am. I'm a Christian. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a mentor. I'm a teacher. Before I'm a football coach, and I believe these young men know that I love them. I always will. And ultimately, it's about when they graduate that they have become the best version of themselves, on top of becoming and enjoying football here.
I point out the fact that you now have gotten Quincy University on the precipice of where you wanted to take it, and now you're starting the process back over again with a 2-9Y squad. There's a lot of rebuilding to be done. Mm-hmm. What in that is exciting to you? Why do you think Wise can be a place that you can transition well? What are the assets of that program for you moving forward here?
Well, I mean, I think when you talk about a university and a football program, I think the desire has to match the commitment. And if you saw anything, Matt Rule had a thing that was very similar to that. And I get on campus. In the last 10 years, they've completely overhauled the entire campus. They're putting turf down on their baseball field. They put turf down on their softball field. They just re-turfed their football field. They just completely overhauled the locker room. They just put $200,000 plus $300,000 in a new weight room. I got a chance to meet everyone there and see how special of a place it could be. And I've already had in 36 hours I've already had, I don't know how many people, high school coaches from around that area and everybody else reach out, and they truly want to help and build that thing the way it needs to be done. And I call me a glutton for punishment. I guess I got a thing for rebuild, but it's no different than I told recruits. I think it's extremely important that if you go somewhere, it's special when you get an opportunity to turn something and change something. It's easy to go somewhere that's already doing what it needs to be done, and it takes a special person to do that. And don't get me wrong, there's probably going to be seconds that I'm sitting there and I'm worried and like, oh wow, I'm doing this again. But I truly am going to relish the opportunity to try to do it again and do it at a place that I think is also values the same thing I do.